Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah alladhi ja'ala al-ladina rabatta matina bayna qulubi al-mu'minin wa amra bil-ittihadi wa ta'aruni wa naha anil tafaruq wa tanazu'u fi kitabihi al-mubin wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah al-qawiyyu al-matin wa ashhadu anna sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah dhul qulubi rahim wal khuluqi al-azim wa sayyidina al-anbiya wa mursalin. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi alladhina ta'aba nufusuhum wa saffat qulubuhum فكانوا السادات Mansurin. Ahmad, and what precedes of this excellent salutation. The translation is, with Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. All praise is due to Allah. Thank you very much. It takes a whole lot of bread. I know my eyes are getting old. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. With Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. All praise is due to Allah, who made the religion a firm tie between the hearts of the believers and commanded cooperation with one another in oneness and unity, and commanded the staying away from division and disputes in the book, Quran, which is most clear and plain. I witness there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, the powerful, the firm. And I witness that our leader Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah, who possessed the heart of mercy and the exalted character, and the leader of the prophets and messengers. O Allah, send prayers and peace upon our leader Muhammad, and upon his family, and upon his companion, whose souls were pleasant and hearts were pure. Then they were victorious leaders. And what follows thereafter? Then, O servants of Allah, I advise you, usikum wa nafsi, all of you taqwallah ta'ati. I advise you, as well as I advise myself, to first have regard and taqwa for Allah Most High and obey Him. The advice that is given to us here is very clear. It's plain that as believers, our hearts have been united by this wonderful revelation. And beyond our hearts being united, we have love and compassion for each other as believers. And we are, I don't know how you see this gathering, but I see this as a beautiful gathering for us to come together. It's time for us to come together and make efforts to cooperate with one another, to work together in a more harmonious way, to support and encourage the good works that communities are doing wherever they are. We're in different locales, we're on different addresses, but we're one people, and we should remember that. The Quran says, وَاتَّصِمُوا بِاللَّهِ حَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and hold fast all together to the cable which Allah extends to you, and be not divided. So we know that the chief tool of Satan is to divide us. Division is one of his strategies. He divides us and has us separated from one another. We have to unite our hearts, unite our efforts, unite our resources toward uplifting our community. So that's our purpose here today, is to celebrate the Eid. You know, the Eid is a celebration of the great triumph of a family. Ibrahim alayhi salam, his wife Hagar, and his son Ismail. That family achieved greatly for humanity. They established a place where Allah could be worshipped, and then they attracted people to come to that place. So the points I want to talk about today is how important it is for us to establish strong families of faith who believe in Allah, who believe in worshiping Allah, and who also believe in inviting others to that way of life. You know that Satan, he's calling us to come away from what Allah wants us to remember. So we have to be on guard. One of the experiences that we had on Hajj is we don't give in to shaitan. We unite and we make a concerted effort to drive Satan and his influences out. We stone the Satan. So we come together to resist wrongdoing, to resist evil, and to force it out of our environment. So this is one of the great lessons that we learn on Hajj as well. And this family, what they experienced, they didn't just experience it like we experienced it. We experienced Hajj to remember the struggles and the achievement of that wonderful family. We celebrate on the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th of Dhul-Hijjah, the rites of Hajj. And we go through what they went through. But they didn't go through it in 5 days. They went through it in a lifetime. So we shouldn't see our struggle as, oh, I made the Hajj, I went to Mecca 21 years ago. Was my struggle over? No, my struggle just beginning. Right, because I'm still alive. Every day that we wake up facing struggle all over again. The hadith of our prophet say every day that we wake up as a vendor for our own soul, spending on it and causing it to grow and to prosper, or neglecting it and burying ourselves and putting ourselves in the hole. So every day that Allah give us an opportunity to get up and do some good, we should get up, seeking to contribute more good to humanity, to make some contribution, to make some efforts. And let's be like those people who preceded us, who were very determined to establish their way of life on this earth. And they were successful, weren't they? And we're successful too, aren't we? Yeah, we're successful. You know, some have looked at what goes on in America and said, oh, you're in the belly of the beast. But in the belly of the beast, we're saying, Allahu Akbar. And America is changing for the better, isn't it? Changing for the better in part because of our contributions to the struggle for dignity, for respect, for equality, for fairness, for justice. And we are also doing it trying to make a contribution. We're not doing it expecting that America is going to take care of us. No, we have to take care of America. This is our country. This is our country. I don't see like y'all hear me. This is our country. It's the only country I know. I was born here, not going nowhere else. If I go somewhere else, it's on a visit. This is home. And we have to make our home comfortable. We have to make our home decent. We have to make our home reflect what we believe. We have to put our influence into the environment. We have to put our names out into the environment so they see Shabazz, they see Ali, they see Hamid, they see all of these wonderful names, they see Salam, they see Shuaib, they see Wali Muhammad, they see these individuals who are making contributions to the betterment of the society. I see Z&Z Plumbing on the highway. He's putting his contribution out there, and when they call Z&Z, they get Zarif and Zarif. They're making a contribution to the society by doing what? Doing some good work in the society, and all of us have to do that. And the more of that we do, the more success that we can claim. And don't think all the success have to be under the banner of the masjid. You know you ain't gonna support that. You know you don't want to see the imam get no money. Am I telling y'all the truth? No. Yes. No, that's why I keep a job. I've studied the psychology. And I know if I don't have a job, I'm in trouble. If I'm not earning my own keep, I'm in trouble. And that's the religion. On one occasion, individuals were praising the individual to the prophet, saying he never missed his prayers, he fasted all the time, he was always devoted to these type of works. He said, who takes care of his needs? The people said, we do. He said, you are better than him. So we're not looking for a situation where you take care of us. We're human beings. We're men with families, and we have to have the dignity and respect of our family by being a contributor. The upper hand is better than the lower hand. You know you can't make Hajj without money. It's not an obligation on you if you're broke. It's not an obligation on you if you leave and your lights are going to get cut off. If you leave, your family's not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to pay your rent. You're going to get evicted. It's only an obligation on you if you have resources. And we have to get resources, don't we? How are we going to advance this noble and worthy cause that we have if we are not thinking becoming billionaires? You know, there are some Muslims who have looked at problems in the world and made contributions to solving those problems and have been acknowledged greatly for their good work. Look at Muhammad Yunus. Muhammad Yunus looked at the poor condition people are in an area where he grew up in Bangladesh. And he started making micro loans. People used to get in debt with $20 and stay in debt for the rest of their life. So he said, well, I can do something about that problem. He started giving micro loans and helping people get out of poverty. And they began to make little small cottage industry. They began to make little small products and go to the marketplace with those products. And then to sell those products and then pay their loans off. And then establish business, and they're thriving and prospering as a result of that. And he did that in concert with people in the banking industry. He did that in concert with other people who were concerned about the bad conditions that they saw in the environment. And we have to have the same concern. Many of us who are saying that we are Muslims today, it was because somebody was concerned enough to bring us out of the condition of ignorance that we were in. And they called us to the way of Islam. They called us to change our life. They called us to adopt Islamic names, Islamic character, Islamic diet, Islamic disciplines. And we are very successful with that. We're never going to stop calling people to the way of Islam. That's part of our religion. And let's be enthused. Let's be encouraged. And let's go to work. And never stop working.
That's right.
You know, retirement age for the Muslim is janazah. When is the retirement age? When you have the janazah. Amin. Yeah, I pray that I die on the way to the bank with a big deposit. So depositing toward our great future. You know, we have to think well. Don't think poverty. Think well. Think about creating wealth. Think about using your creativity to bring about some transformation into society. And we can do it. But don't think small. Think big. Think like Muhammad Ali used to think. You know, that man shook up the world. And he used it as a platform for Al-Islam, for the religion. He said, I'm a bad man. I shook up the world. And he did. He said, my name is no longer Cassius Clay. My name is Muhammad Ali. And every time before he went and did a fight, he would make dua. You know, they say dua, the hadith of our prophet said dua is the weapon of the believer. Make dua. Ask God for help. I'm a witness that whenever you ask Allah for help, He'll help you. Be sincere. He'll get you out of, I don't care how much trouble you get in. Turn to Him in sincerity and ask Him to get you out of that situation. And then be sincere and be dutiful and don't fall back into the same trap. You know, we were in the trap, anti-America, wanted to tear America down, wanted to see America fall. I ain't falling back into that trap. Agent provocateurs come in to get you to do something against your good judgment, against your religion, against the way of our prophet, and you go for it. We hear a whisper of somebody coming in talking about doing something silly. We rush them out of there right away. Ain't no room for you in here. You gotta go somewhere else for that. Oh, well, Imam, I got some guns. You interested in an AK? AK? Hell no. What I get with a gun? I don't have no use for no gun. I need some books. Bring me some Qurans. Bring me some dollar literature. Bring me a business opportunity. Bring me some young people who want to get married and want to devote themselves to establishing Muslim life. And let's join them together. Let's support them. Let's encourage them. Let's establish strong families. You know, the family is where it's supposed to begin at. Family is where your first education is supposed to begin. We understand that when we look at the word ahli. Alif halam. It means to be skilled, to be adept at doing something. And you learn that at home. You learn how to behave from your mother, from your father, from your sisters, from your brother. So we have to begin to continue to perpetuate that home training. Right now, homeschooling is very popular, isn't it? Well, homeschooling in America started with Muslims. And I don't think it's a coincidence that when I believe it was 1942, they were trying to force the Muslim children in Chicago to go into the public schools, and they threatened to put the Muslim parents in jail if they didn't put their children in the Muslim schools. And the truant officers came to Imam W.D. Muhammad's house and knocked on his door, and his mother, Claire Muhammad, opened the door and spoke with the people who were talking about putting her in jail if she didn't put her children in the public school. And she said, "I will be dead as a doornail, this doorknob, before I put my child in your school." And that child standing at the door with her was Imam W.D. Muhammad. Takbir. 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 And what he did for this community, I'm talking about the worldwide community of Muslims all over the earth, he made a marvelous contribution to bringing us out of secrecy into the public with dignity and great respect. He got us involved with the political processes early on, got us involved with interfaith early on, encouraged halal business development early on, encouraged marriages and strong families and education early on, and he didn't look for any benefit for himself. He wasn't looking to make himself a big sheikh, though he was the biggest of the sheikhs. He was Sheikh al-Sheikh. Yeah. He was Imam al-Imam. He was the Imam of the Imams. He produced more Imams in this country than anybody I know. And we heard him. We heard him. You know they have a saying, "I hear you. I hear you." Well, we heard him and we hear you. And I'm going to just leave it right there. And we heard him because of his sincerity. We heard him because of his devotion. We heard him because of his strong faith, his belief in Allah, his belief in Muhammad the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we also acknowledge how much he was blessed with insight into the scripture, insight into the Quran, insight into the nature of the human being. And we are going to continue to work on the direction that he left for this community. Alhamdulillah. And we're grateful to be here. He started gatherings like this when it was unpopular. So I don't have a long khutbah. Matter of fact, I got 2 more minutes. I promise myself and those who asked me to speak that I would respect your time. Now, I know how much time they gave me. I don't know how much patience you have for me. One of my friends in Southern California, Imam Yusuf Islam, he said, "I know, sometimes when I'm speaking God's word, I just love to talk." He said, "I don't know if y'all love to hear me." So I'm going to shut up. And that's about where I am too. But I think it's important for us to just reflect on this one very brief point. That the Prophet Ismail, alayhi salam, he's associated with the rites of Hajj, as is his father and his mother. And his role, his contribution, he was a helper to his father. He helped his father raise up the foundations of Allah. But even before that, at birth, while his mother was running frantically between the hills of Safa and Marwa, seeking sustenance for her and her child who were left in this barren place. They were left there. And then she was desperate, running between the hills, and according to the traditions that have been reported, when she came back, the heel was kicking in the dirt. And from that heel, water began to come up. Zamzam water. So she began to put dirt around it because it was flowing so profusely that she had to slow it down. Say, had she not done that, we would have a lake there today. And the point that I'm making from that is the heel. Why was the heel important? The heel is your history. The heel is your past. What we're trying to do is get you to reconnect to your Islamic past. Reconnect to the life of our prophet. Reconnect to the religion of Al-Islam. And we have a great future if we can make that connection. You know, this is a time of when you don't make connections, you're in trouble.
If you can't get connection or reception on this, you're in trouble, right? You can't get connection on your cables on your car, you're in trouble, right? You can't connect with your family, you're in trouble. You can't reach nobody, you can't get back home, boy, you're in trouble. I love home. Go to work for home, though. You go out and knock down a bear. Come back with some bear meat. For family. That's how we should love our family. But Ismail is a sign of the great spiritual resources that are within every human being. We have to tap into that spiritual purity and stay connected to it and stay obedient. The Hajj is about obedience, and this is my last point. When we're on Hajj, we make talbiyah, right? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd. Well, that talbiyah is really, we're saying, God, I'm ready to obey you. That's what it's about. It's about trying to get yourself ready to obey Allah. In spite of all of these things that may get in the way, we have to do that at least once in our lifetime. And if we do it with sincerity, Allah accept that. It says we're blessed, right? So what we're trying to do is become more obedient. That's the purpose. Become obedient to Allah. Allow Allah to use us as an instrument for His pleasure. And let's do like that great champion, Muhammad Ali. Let us shake up the world for Allah's pleasure. Let us make Allah's name known in America and throughout the world by looking at the marvelous work that we're doing to establish decency, honesty, respect, hard work, and results for what we believe in. And don't go to sleep on this. Don't go to sleep on how powerful this Quran is. This Quran is just so much. Labayk Allahumma labayk. Labayk Allahumma labayk. Labayk is the talbiyah that's saying labik, meaning I'm here to obey you, Allah. I'm here to obey you. Here I am, obedient. Thank you for helping me. We need help from each other, don't we?
That's right.
You know, I'm almost to the point where I think I got Alzheimer's sometimes. I be looking for stuff and I know it's right there. I put it right there and I'm looking, can't find it, and then come back and it's right there where I was looking. You know, and we gotta have friends in this religion. Y'all know that, right? We should be friends of each other, protecting friends of one another. I was talking to my friend, and I'm gonna mention him by name because he's a person that's worthy of mention. Imam Abdul-Karim Hassan came into this religion around 1953 or something like that. Never had a slave name. His mother and uncle named him Abdel Karim. Long time ago, after a Moroccan leader, his family followed Noble Drew Ali's community. They were part of that community. He heard Malcolm and came into the community. And I was calling him, consulting with him about some matters. And after about 5 phone calls, you know, he told me, he said, look, man, you know, you Imams always planning something, don't never talk to nobody, don't never get no advice from nobody. You know, and now you don't want me to come to that meeting up there in Fresno, you don't never consult nobody. I said, excuse me, man, my son, the last 5 phone calls I made to you, I thought I was consulting you. I said, next time, you know, let me know that, you know, Alzheimer's has set in. He said, oh, you got Alzheimer's. But we can laugh about things like that. And we respect the work that people do. We have to respect each other. And let's be friends with one another. And let's support the good. Let's not get caught up in petty rivalries. Rivalries over what? Nothing that really matters. Your misperceptions. You know, sometimes we can misperceive a thing and think something's a problem that's really not a problem. And one of the important matters on Hajj is we have to get to know one another. The Prophet said Hajj is Arafat. On Arafat, all we do is pray and get to know one another. That's the main activity that takes place on Arafat. You pray and you get to know your brothers and sisters. So if you'll get to know us better, you'll find that we have more in common than you think. those things that you may have heard from the media about who we are and what we think and what we believe, you'll find that most of it is lies. Just like they lie about Muslims all over the world. And we have to be intelligent enough not to follow the popular public opinion about who we are, what we believe, and what we're about. Know it from our authenticated sources, the Quran and the life of our prophet. On his farewell pilgrimage, he said he'd leave two things, that if you hold fast to them, you won't go astray. The Quran and his example. So I thank you very much for your time and allowing me to speak here today. I pray Allah bless us to enjoy the Eid, have a wonderful Eid, enjoy the activities that have been planned around the area, those here and elsewhere, enjoy the good company of one another. May Allah bless us, strengthen our hearts, bring us closer together even in this. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
I may want to give him the collar.
What's that? Yeah, I step on it.
Oh, he just gave it to me.
Accident.
No, Pierce gave me those. I don't know why I gave it.
I better get in before it start pouring down out here.
I saw it. Wait a minute.
Eid Mubarak. All right, how you sisters doing? Good, good.
You looking well there, brother.
Alhamdulillah, the sisters looking good too. All right.
We're on our way to Master.
Matthew, I'll be there, inshallah. All right, but get out of this rain, huh?
Yeah.
Starting to come down now.
What about son?
দেখলাম কিন্তু দেখা ইন্দু বড় হইল না